Good morning, everyone. Today is Thursday, August 26, 2021, and we are here for a special town board meeting and a CDA meeting, which will immediately follow by the regular scheduled work session. Before we begin with our town board and CDA meetings, we're going to have Frank take the pledge, please.
Certainly.
I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Frank. Can I have a first and a second to close the special town board meeting and open the special CDA meeting for the consideration of a resolution for authorizing the town clerk to publish and post advertisement for a bid for demolition of 117 and 121 East Main Street in Riverhead, New York.
Motion.
Second.
Diane, can you please call the vote?
Okay, we'll call the resolution, CDA resolution, we're on CDA, correct? Just so I'm clear.
Yes.
CDA resolution number 8.
The vote is
The
to,
vote is to
I'm
open
sorry.
the
vote is
meeting.
to go into the
I'm sorry.
CDA meeting.
Okay, Rothar.
Rothwell, yes. But you want to change today?
He's not here today.
Bayron.
Yes.
Kent.
Yes.
Hubbard.
Yes.
Aguirre.
Yes.
Okay, the CDA meeting is now open.
The board has steadily marched towards realizing the development of Riverhead Town Square, and it is continuing. The demolition engineer has completed the plans, and our talented engineering department has put together the bid specifications to seek qualified contractors to demolish the two buildings on East Main Street, 111 and 121 East Main Street. We will be advertising for the bids very, very shortly. I want to thank the State Historic Preservation Office once again for working with Riverhead to clear the path forward to allow the demolition of the long vacant blighted buildings, which have impacted economic redevelopment on East Main Street for many, many years. In the case of 117 East Main Street, the former Sweezy's Furniture store closed. It closed its doors 2 decades ago, and it has been empty ever since. After falling into a state of disrepair, the building in particular has been an impediment towards revitalizing our downtown. Amazingly, the steady push to ensure the Riverhead Town Square began in February of 2021 under the COVID-19 pandemic. However, the United Town Board negotiated a fair price to purchase all 3 buildings with Riverhead Enterprises for less than $5 million. The purchase price was offset by the use of a $800,000 New York State grant and a $1.2 million from Suffolk County funds. We are aggressively pursuing other federal and state grant opportunities at the moment. We successfully closed on the buildings this past May when CDA staff immediately reached out to SHPO to reach an agreement on known historical concerns on the building and the demolition of all 3 buildings, if it was necessary. In order to create our new Riverhead Town Square, SHPO agreed the building was in a state of disrepair a few weeks ago, and we will continue to work with SHPO to ensure that new development is historically appropriate. While the concept of the Riverhead Town Square is supported by more than 20 years of planning studies and will consist of an open public gathering space enabling pedestrian connectivity and open vistas from Main Street to the riverfront. It is only in the last year and a half that the Riverhead Town Board took a bold action to make the investment in downtown and acquire the necessary properties. I want to thank each and every one of my colleagues for their work during the 2020 pandemic, 2019, when it's COVID-19 occurring in 2020, when this vision was created, and soon now it will become reality. During the governor's lockdown, I must mention, the CDA team did not want to stay home and work from home. They informed me that they needed to come in because they had all the plans and all the diagrams and all the tools that they needed here. And I did give them authority to come in So during those days, it was just my office and them working, and obviously we're seeing the fruition of your long, hard work last February, and I want to personally thank you. I also wanted to thank Tim, but he's here, and I'm glad that you came back, because I know you are an avid supporter of this project, and,
Absolutely.
you know, I'm glad to see that you're on the mend. I'm now going to ask Dawn Thomas, our CDA director, to please come forward and review the proposed timeline as it relates to the resolution before this board today. Dawn, good morning.
Good morning, and thank you all for convening at the last minute, but we feel like we want to just keep our project rolling forward as quickly as possible. We will advertise for the bids as soon as the resolution is adopted, and I think we're going to have 30 days around?
Approximately, Dawn.
Approximately 30 days, yeah.
Yeah, bids will be due on September 23rd.
Yeah, September 23rd, and then after that, you can award the bid, and the way the bid has been drafted, we hope to have the contractor engaged within 5 days of the contract signing. This will allow us to clear the site. We want to get some seeding in there so that we can have some grass before the end of the year, before it gets too cold, and so people can really see what this is going to look like in the future. It also is going to give great confidence in you all from the granting agencies to see that you've, accepted the funding, processed through, and completed the project as promised. And so I think that's really a great message that you're sending by doing this and keeping the project moving forward together as a unit. So I'm grateful for that. I think engineering, town attorney's office, AMRI, everybody's been unbelievable. Teresa in purchasing, we've, it's been a lot of fun to work on this project. So I think that's the timeline for now. In the meantime, we're submitting documents to SHPO to have an agreement with them on what we'll be doing when we finally work towards redeveloping the site. And I think we would have to ask for comments on the resolution per the agenda.
Does anyone want to comment from the audience, board members?
I love it.
This is real historic.
Okay. So,
Exciting times for downtown Riverhead, without a
Finally.
doubt.
yeah, I think you have taken control of things that we waited and waited for others to do, and, that didn't work. And so at the end, the government gets involved to solve the problem, but prior to that, nothing was working. So this is we already have a lot of interest from developers in the project, and I think, as fast as we're going to apply for this grant funding this round very soon, and hopefully we've already applied for quite a bit. Hopefully we get some of it, and we can launch the project. So,
Dawn, I think critically important was opening lines of communication with government at all levels.
yeah,
Because
absolutely.
I know there wasn't, and we worked hard, and I know you worked with me, reaching out to all the different entities and public officials, and we've had meetings with them, and this could not have happened, especially the grant.
No, I think that's 100% correct. And we, the Army Corps of Engineers has been amazing. They've worked with our consultant. We're working with New York State DOT. The County of Suffolk has been fantastic. State of New York's been great, very supportive. So I think there's broad support for this project, not just here in Riverhead, but across the state. So we're looking forward to seeing it come to fruition.
I also want to commend you and the town attorney's office as well.
Yes.
Because remediation and so forth was done prior to our purchase, and so that that's an incredible step that allows us to keep moving forward, so that these buildings are ready to be taken down. And so, and just by even, I think you send a good signal out just today to our residents, let them know, having a special town board means we're forging ahead on this, and we're making progress, and there's no time delay.
Exactly.
So
yeah.
you're phenomenal, town attorney, phenomenal, everything. Thank you.
Oh, thank you all for supporting the project. It's been great to work with you all.
Well, pushing this forward, Dawn, and getting these buildings taken down helps us also in the future of getting grants, because it shows it's not what we want to do, it's what we've done.
Right,
And
absolutely.
we're ready for the next step, we're ready for this grant money. So I think
Yep.
you've mentioned it increases our chances, and it's just such a good thing to get going so swiftly, because we know, I kiddingly said, Yeah, we said October, we'd like to demolish it, but October of what year, knowing how town
Yeah.
government generally works.
Yeah.
It may actually happen this fall, which
Yeah,
is
that's
awesome.
what we're hoping for, and
Yeah.
it's great, and I think when you take grant money and you spend it wisely, then it's basically another level of government making an investment in the town, so you're showing that you're, investable. You're
Right.
together as a board, you're supporting the project, not just from the public sector and the grant monies, but from the private sector as well, because to draw a developer into the fold to do a project isn't easy in New York State, and so
Right.
for a developer to know that this board's ready, willing, and able to do this project is comforting and gives them that level of, confidence when they move forward to invest their money in our town, so.
Makes it easy when you have a great CDA department.
I know. And
I think, what was the word? Adequate or something?
Average.
Average, oh yeah, that's right, average, right, we're average. Well, we strive hard to be not average, so.
So I want to take a moment to thank, this work actually has started a few years ago, and I'm very happy to see it come to fruition. I do think the town square will transform our downtown area. We are finally looking to take advantage of our riverfront, which is what everybody has been talking about in Riverhead. I don't know, I remember since I was in elementary school, people have been talking about it, so it's good to see it finally happening. I do want to take a moment, as always, to thank the Downtown Revitalization Committee, who are a really amazing group of people with a lot of expertise. I do want to thank Dawn and her team. I want to take a moment to thank Anne Marie Prudente, who continually keeps things moving along at a good pace. And it has really been a pleasure working with Urban Design Associates on all of this. I'm glad that we hired them, and they've certainly been very helpful, and they work so well with all different parts of our community.
Agree. And the pattern book and as the lead into the town square has been tremendous, and I think they've done an outstanding job of making this town square project look like what Riverhead wants it to look like, which is really what it's all about in the end. So.
And I'm glad and I want to see our downtown area, I don't want to wall off the river. I want to open that up and put some green, and environmentally, it will be better to have some green space back there as well.
For sure.
Yeah, I want to just chime in lastly. I applaud all of the efforts that brought us to this point, and I'm humbled to actually be a part of it, to say that this happened while I was here, and I was able to help facilitate it, even in a small way. But actually, you guys have done so much great work to bring it to this spot. I just had one question. Are you aware of any contractors in advance of it going to bid that are interested in this, in taking these demolition jobs?
There's a couple that we've heard about, and we have an MWBE requirement per the grant, so a gentleman who works on MWBE projects in town has contacted us, so I expect to get a few bids on it. And
So there are people waiting in the wings?
I think so,
okay,
yeah.
good.
I mean, people have been watching the project. You've done a great job getting the information out to the public, and I think, and the whole public design process has been helpful too, and yeah, so I don't think we're gonna have any trouble getting a bid on this job.
Kudos to all.
Yeah,
Yeah,
thank you so much.
and I just
Sitting
want
on
to
the
make
gold
one last
horse.
statement. Tim, just to answer your last statement, the Army Corps of Engineers coming here, it was a huge effort, because we used it as leverage towards the grants. And we knew that, if you're sitting in the state level and you're saying, well, are we going to give them $10 million in their riverfront floods?
Right.
They're going to give it to somebody
Right.
else. And so when we started that process last February, well, actually starting January, we knew that would be leverage, and Dawn has included that
Sure.
in the grants.
It's a big part of it,
So,
sure.
and again, just to expand on what you said, it's all coming together, that it's being addressed. And Anne Marie, I know you've been the champion of this on the legal side, and I know how dedicated you are, and
Dawn cracks the whip.
No, it's a total team effort, it really
No,
is, a total team effort.
I know for a fact that's a team.
It's a team effort, yeah.
Both cracking the whip. We're all cracking the whip.
Okay, so Anne Marie, again, I just want to personally thank you, because you were the legal brains behind this. There was a lot of legal
A
work.
lot of legal
A
work.
tremendous amount. It looks good now that we're going to take the buildings down, But the legal component of it was, and I know, because I don't know all of it, but I do know it was huge. And again, I want to personally thank you.
One thing about Anne Marie, she does work hard on all of her legal stuff, but I always find it helpful that she actually lives in the downtown area. I don't know, I just find that you're extra supportive of the downtown area because you live there.
That is true, very true.
Agree. All right.
Okay, can I have a first and a second to close the CDA meeting?
Well, we got to call the reso.
Sorry,
All the resolution.
So let's,
it's not on here. Call the
we
resolution.
can call CDA Resolution 2021-8, resolution for the authorization for the town clerk to publish and post advertisement
Oh,
for
it's on
bids
here, sorry.
for the demolition of 117 and 121 East Main Street, Riverhead, New York, Suffolk County Tax Map numbers 0600, 129, 112, and 0600, 129, 113. Need a motion?
So
please?
moved.
Seconded,
Vote please.
Rothwell.
yes.
Bayrock.
Yes.
Kent.
Yes.
Hubbard.
Yes.
Aguirre.
Yes,
The resolution is adopted. Open up.
Can we applaud for a minute?
yes. All right, we're
stuff.
gonna have to open it up to public comment.
Yep.
Okay, anyone from the audience, or anyone want to make a comment regarding this resolution? That's it?
Actually, I would
Oh, okay,
like
great.
to make one quick comment. I want to thank you
You have to say
Supervisor.
who you are.
Oh, I'm sorry, Bob Kern,
Yes, sir.
Riverhead. And I'm going to speak on behalf of the Riverhead Chamber. In the prior administration, we had asked that the Army Corps of Engineers be engaged, and it fell on deaf ears. And I have to say that when you got elected, we asked you if you would do that, and I believe you did it within one day, which was necessary for this to even get as far as it's gotten. So thank you very much for listening to not only the chamber, but also I think the bid also sent a letter for that. Thank you.
Well, I do know that the Army Corps of Engineers did start coming out earlier, and I think we got one of the grants prior to that, just to mention.
I don't understand. I think that Congressman Selden came to see me on January 2nd when I took office, and I asked him he asked me, what do you need? And I asked him that was critical. And then he walked the letter, and at the same time, Kern sent the letter, and then he walked the letter to Washington. I thank you for doing that, because he knew how critical it was for our riverfront. And thereafter, Dawn started the process. And again, Dawn, we never gave you credit. That was another feat that you took on early January. You started the process, and eventually, through your grant writing ability, you were able to get us a grant. So again, let's give everybody another round of applause on that. I appreciate it.
Thank you. And the Army Corps grant was matched with funding that we received from New York State too, so that's no taxpayer cost. And that study will be usable for everyone and anybody who has interest in investing in downtown. So it's going to be very.
And certainly, we're hopeful about the DRI.
Yes, very hopeful about the DRI, which could be 20 million, so.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Right,
We're working
because
on
this
that.
year it's changed around this year.
Yes, yeah, instead of just 10.
You
they're-
could either get 10 million or you can get 20 million.
Correct, yeah,
Yeah.
per region. So there's 200 million available throughout the state, so we're working hard on that, aren't you?
Thank you. Okay, can I get a first and a second to close the CDA meeting and continue with the special town board meeting, please?
Motion?
Second,
Rothwell,
Vote.
Yes.
Bayrod,
Yes.
Kent,
Yes.
Hubbard,
Yes.
Aguirre.
Yes.
The town board meeting is now reopened.
Okay, thank you, Diane, and thank you, Dawn, and Dawn's team, and Anne Marie again. We will now open it up for public comment on the town board resolution, which is exactly the same under the special CBA meeting we just had. Does anyone want to comment?
I think we can do an instant replay of everything.
Okay. All right, Diane, can you please call the vote?
Certainly, Resolution 555.
Resolution for authorization for the town clerk to publish and post advertisement for bids for the demolition of 117 and 121 East Main Street, Riverhead, New York, Suffolk County Tax Map Numbers 0600-0129, .000-001-012, .000-000, and 0600-0129, .000-001-013, So moved.
I think you might have missed a zero. Seconded.
Okay, vote please.
Rothwell.
Yes.
Gayrard.
Yes.
Kent.
Yes.
Hubbard.
Yes.
Aguiar.
Yes.
The resolution is adopted.
Okay, we're gonna open it up for, comments on any matter. No comments? All right, thank you, everyone. This concludes our special town board meeting today. Can I have a first and a second to close the special town board meeting, please?
So moved.
Seconded?
Rothwell.
Vote, please.
Yes.
Gayrard.
Yes.
Kent.
Yes.
Hubbard.
Yes.
Aguiar.
Yes.
The town board meeting is closed.
All in favor, all opposed? So moved. And we're gonna take a quick 5-minute break so our IT can reset the meetings, and we're gonna go into a work session. See you in 5 minutes.